Let's not waste any time, because wasting time is what losers do, and we would never do that, would we? Would we? Alright guys, these are the top 5 glow up tips that I wish that I personally started earlier. I wish I started them in my teens. I am now 30, which is crazy and actually very sad. But it is what it is. Let's kick this off with number 1, which is jogging. I know, you're just shuddered. You have chills. Jogging is the worst. Who wants to jog, right? I had the same mindset until I started doing it. Well, actually, not until I started doing it. Probably like 4 months after I started doing it, because jogging, let's be honest, it sucks, it hurts, it's painful, you feel like your throat is burning, you get tired, and it's not good, right? But eventually, let me tell you a little secret, it gets good. Not in the first week, not in the second week, probably around like the 16th week or something. Because you know what happens? You get something called a runner's high. You get to this point where you actually feel the endorphins flowing through your body, and it feels like you just hit a cigarette or something. But that's not even the best part. The best part is that when you're doing something manual and mindless like this, your mind actually has no choice but to start exploring things. And I find that this is when I have my best ideas. This is when I come up with most of my YouTube video ideas, my Instagram reel ideas, my big business ideas. It mostly comes from when I'm jogging on the treadmill with no earbuds in, no podcast playing, nothing like that. And it's really not that bad. It's actually enjoyable, and it feels good having these great, exciting new ideas and epiphanies, I guess you could say. Not to mention all that health stuff, you know, your respiratory system, your circulatory system, the calories burned. There's absolutely nothing negative about running unless you twist your ankle or something. Next on the list is skincare. And I know what you're thinking, Brett, you've been talking about skincare for like the past 5 years. What are you talking about? Yes, I wish I started even sooner than that. Do you see this? Do you see this? This is a sun mark. This is micropigmentation. You probably can't even see it because I don't know what you can see in the viewfinder. But anyways, I do have a little spot right there, and I know exactly where it's from. It's from back in the day when I used to spend a ton of time out in the sun, carefree, not a care in the world, and I didn't have sunscreen or lotion on or anything like that, and now I'm paying the price. It wasn't until I was like 22 or something, and I started caring because I was watching this guy on YouTube named Aaron, aka Alpha M, and he had the skincare brand called Teach Hanley. I'm like, I'm gonna buy some of that and try it out, and it worked pretty dang good, and I actually promoted it in one of my first YouTube videos, and then cool thing happened. Aaron reached out to me. He's like, hey, we should, partner up, and I've been working with them ever since. So shout out to Teach Hanley's for sponsoring today's video. Teach Hanley is a subscription-based skincare company. How it works is you go on their website, pick which level you want to start with, select it, subscribe, and then it'll be shipped to your door each and every month without you even having to move a muscle. If you have no idea where to start, I recommend trying Teach Level 1, which comes with a morning and evening moisturizer, an exfoliating scrub, and a daily face wash, which is pretty much all you need, to be honest. The most important part of the skincare regimen is sunblock. Like I was mentioning before, man, the sun is gonna do crazy damage to your skin over time if you're not careful. So you wanna get out in front of it to minimize those effects so you don't end up like me with this dreaded sunspot. Okay, trust me. But you're in luck because Teach Hanley's Daily Moisturizer has SPF 20 in it, so they got you covered against the dangerous sun rays. And I got a deal, so you know what that means. You guys get a deal too. Let me look at what the deal is. Click the link down below and get your first box for 40% off and 20% off for life. You heard that right. For life, baby. Link is in the description. Next glow up hack I wish I started earlier is not actually physical, but it's more mental and perhaps spiritual, and this is reading. And I know, just like the jogging tip, you're probably like, reading, bro, I don't want homework. I have enough schoolwork. I don't want to have to read some boring textbook. And I felt the same way. Reading, it sounds dreadful. It sounds boring because you're used to reading books that you were told that you had to read, terrible algebra books and terrible math books about calculus and I don't know, the Prince and the Pauper and this kind of bullshit, right? The trick is to read books that you actually think you would find interesting, okay? And that would actually improve your mindset or your understanding of the world and the life around you. Me personally, I like reading books about survival stories. People that went through crazy, unimaginable events and came on the other side victorious. And it's just so thrilling, and it makes me so much more appreciative of my nice, relatively safe life, okay? And it also equips me to know that I could probably have, if some shit went down in the future, other people have got through horrible, terrible things, so I probably could too, okay? I'm currently reading, I just started this book called The River of Darkness by Buddy Levi, not sure, doesn't matter, probably not. And this is about Francisco Orellana's first voyage through the Amazon, and basically they all almost died apparently, and it was just a crazy story, but I'll let you know more about that later. The 3 books that I recommend every guy read at some point is number 1, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This will expand your mind to the financial world and how to invest your money and spend your money wisely to accrue generational wealth and, set yourself up for a successful financial future. And number 2 is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And this is probably the best book I've ever read. It kind of tells you the truth of life and the universe and how all there really is right now. The past and the future do not exist. So all this worrying, this stress, this anxieties, these regrets and things like this, they're ultimately meaningless because all that matters at all, literally at all, is the very current moment. If you have a pretty good current moment, then you're in pretty good shape, okay? But of course, there's a lot more to it, but you just got to read it to find out. And the last book I'd recommend is kind of a selfish one. This is my favorite book of all time. It's called Madhouse at the End of the Earth. And this is about a polar expedition to circumnavigate the Northwest Passage, I believe, of Antarctica back in like the 1890s. And this ship and crew got iced in. Their ship got, stuck in the ice for multiple winters. So they're living out on the ice, hunting penguins and just experiencing the worst things that you could ever imagine. And it was just so gripping and crazy to me, and I just couldn't stop reading it. So if you're into that, if you think you'd be into that kind of stuff, then definitely check that out too. Next is posture and stretching. These two kind of go hand in hand. Posture and stretching. Stretching is good for your posture. Posture is good, for your stretching. And posture, I think, except getting in shape and getting fit, is probably the second best thing you could do for your actual physical presentation. You say something when you walk into a room with your head up, chest out, shoulders back and down. If you walk through the gym like you own that motherfucker, people notice and they're like, there's something about that guy. There's something about that guy I don't know about, but like, I respect him. So I recommend everybody practice correct posture. I made a whole video on this. I'll put the link down below. Watch that after this video, but also have a daily stretching routine, because this is going to help out, one, with your flexibility, your functionality. It's going to help against further injuries, osteoporosis, tightness, future as you get older, right? If you're working out in the gym, lifting heavy weights, but you're not stretching out the ligaments and the tendons and these type of things, it's only inevitable that one day something's going to snap. So you don't want that to happen. That's going to set you back months. The experts say that you should be spending as much time stretching as you do actually lifting weights. I certainly don't do that. I do about 10 minutes a day as opposed to my 90 minutes training with weights. So it's not even close. But just with that 10 minutes, I notice a definite noticeable difference, okay? In not only my flexibility, my functionality, but also just like the flow of my physique and the way that I actually put on muscle as well. Number 5, this is MIT. What is that? Mitt? Oven mitt? You gotta start weaving oven mitts together, bro. What are you talking about? MIT is most important task. So this is a trick that I just started like a few months ago. I wish I would have started it 10 years ago. I'd probably have, 18 million subscribers instead of 1.8. This is to allocate one supremely 100% focused hour every day to your MIT, your most important task. So the first step is identifying what that is for you. What's really going to move the needle the most in your life? If fitness is where you're failing the most and that you need the most work, 1 hour of 100% dedicated focus on that is what you need to be doing. It should be the first thing you do in the morning. If you're starting a business, it should be 1 hour, 100% focus on what's going to move the needle. For me, that's like content creation. I have a hard time getting myself to actually get the camera out and start filming, right? I'm pretty good at coming up with ideas, but I procrastinate and I put it off when it comes to actually doing the damn thing. So I'm actually doing my MIT right now. It's a little bit later than I'd like. It's almost 12 o'clock because my camera wasn't charged and then I lost the part that screws in you don't care. But anyways, you get the point. Allocate 1 hour every single day to your most important task without fail, no exceptions. So that's the top things I wish I started earlier, but you guys have been on your best behavior, so I'm going to give you a little bit of bonus. These are the 2 things that I am glad that I started super duper early. Number 1 is fitness. I started working out when I was 15, 16 years old, and this set me up and programmed my metabolism. So now I can actually eat most of the things that I want. I don't have a really restrictive diet, and I have a good physique. I had a good physique by the time I was like 17. So start working out even if you're a teenager. If you're interested in fitness coaching, I actually offer that as well. I'll take all of the guesswork out of it. You and I will work closely together to make sure you achieve your fitness goals without question. I'll put the application for that down below in the description if you're interested in that. The next thing is mewing. Mewing, you guys know all about it. It's proper tongue posture, having your tongue pressed up against the roof of your mouth. I started doing this when I was around 20, and I truly believe that it conditioned my jaw to widen. I feel like it's helped me achieve hollow cheeks and just a more attractive facial structure in general. So I have like 1,000 videos on this. If you don't know anything about that, you can go check out one of those. But that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, subscribe and turn the notifications on. And until next time, peace.